Welcome to this game of Mechabellum. As you can see, I'm fighting against Tagozu, and my options Fortified, Amplify, Marksman, and Speed Specialist. And in this case, I was between Marksman Spec and Speed Specialist. Fortified could also work. It already has Hounds, Mustangs, and I can grab Sabertooths and Hound too. But I went for the Marksman Specialist with Spiders and Void Eyes, and I would try to go for healing spiders. That was my idea here. And getting the Marksman on Hound 2 solves my anti-air problem. My opponent will end up going for the Typhoon Specialist here. I would probably have used the Quick Supply or Missile Specialist here with Fangs, Sabertooths, and you can get Hounds. But Quick Supply here with the Arc Lights. I want to try the Sabertooth Arc Lights with stacking Arc Lights with Shockwave. See if it works. Although I would be getting 2 units which are vulnerable to the same kind of units. The advantage of Sabertooth Hounds is that you are getting 2 units that have different vulnerabilities, since the Hounds are a multi-unit. You have 5 Hounds, so big striking units are not great against Hounds. But back to the game here, we have Tarantulas and Void Eyes, so I have Shaft Clear and DPS already. And I will go for my Sabertooth strat, just changing the Sabertooth for a Tarantula and the Hounds for Void Eyes, in this case here, the positions. My opponent ended up going for the Typhoon Specialist. Oh, he has 5 Badgers and Marksman. I also, of course, sold my tower. My opponent sold one of his 5 Badgers. Didn't sold. He just put everything here fast on this side. He waited until the last second to do it. And we are on opposite sides. And you even get sooner to my tower because his shafts are closer than mine. I put my shaft behind my units. But my crawlers are going for his next tower. And the buff, which doesn't help me that much, but it helps. You can see here my crawlers managed to get to his army and is distracting those for quite a bit, while the rest of my units start killing them and hit the marksman. Quite a few units surviving. You can see 4 Void Eyes and 1 Spider. And I get my marksman. And Improved Overlord. And you know it's hard for me to resist to this card, even if it has a heavy counter now, but not many players know it, so I can still abuse this card. And I will go for it, even if round 2 it will take some time until I can get the Overlord going. And I am paying 100 for the card, even if I won't use it for some time. I will try to mount a defense on this side, I think, but maybe not my best idea, because this marksman here gives a lot of experience when it dies at level 3. And yeah, I will put it more to the middle, but even here, since most of my units are going here, it will be a very small defense. I also put level 2 on the tower, so it can resist a bit longer and give me less debuff. At each level reduces 2 seconds of the debuff timer. And I don't have quite the money to mount a big defense on this side. And with only shaft, you can notice that I have a problem here, which is I don't have any shaft clear. And shaft will be dragged to this side. He's also increasing his aggression here, putting crawlers in front. and also increase the level of his tower on this side. But the thing is, I don't want to get more spiders or any more units other than Chaff, because I'm preparing my board for the improved Overlord. You can see here, as I said, I have no Chaff clear, and this level 3 marksman will be die just fighting Chaff. So I'm just giving experience to him, basically. I should have put the marksmen together with this army, so it would fight when they start fighting each other. And it would be useful. So a mistake from me. This time he is the one that gets the debuff while we are fighting, so I lose most of my crawlers during the debuff. And now I have a lot of units to kill. This marksman line here. But my void eyes are just enough to win. So even if I misplay it, I still manage to win. Here, Laser Sight is a good card for Improved Overlord, and I will grab it. And you can see that I have now the money, because I will sell a unit to grab. I think I will sell the spider here, which is not doing much on this side. So I have enough money to grab an Overlord, I will give it the item, and still 100 money left to grab some Chaff. Even if what I really need is Chaff clear, and I don't have the money to grab high explosive yet. So just more Chaff here, but with this Overlord, the marksman should be able to do better too, because the Overlord can help with the Chaff clear, even without explosive. It still has quite a big range at 12 if they improve it. You can see my opponent got levels on all his marksmen already, and I am putting crawlers here because I want to drag his units here instead of going straight for my tower. But my opponent is going for Typhoons and more Chaff. Or no, yeah, he's grabbing them again. He just got a level on them using his improved. So level 2 Typhoons here. Typhoons can kill Chaff quite fast if you see. They got levels. But my improved Overlord can kill them quite fast. The swarm of crawlers running around the tower. But I got the debuff, and that's really bad for my Overlord. Took quite some damage during the debuff. Now I got the debuff too, but it's just clearing Chaff. And without the high explosive, it doesn't clear the Chaff that fast. Now I am getting the second debuff. And marksmen are going to be eaten alive. Look at this. It's beautiful. Crawlers eating the marksmen. And if you enjoy the marksman being eaten alive and me getting more Overlords, you can subscribe. If you're not subscribed yet. If you are already, thanks. If you are going to subscribe now, thanks too. It really helps. And I am getting... I'm not quite getting close to 700. I'm still at the early 600, but I'm getting more subs than usual. And I thank you all for this. But let's get back to the game here. I went up for the Rhinos. It's the same. Phoenix would give me the same money. But I find Rhinos to be more useful in this case. You see me putting Rhinos here, and he has nothing good against Rhinos. He will go for the high level storm just to sell it. I will sell one of the rhinos. And we'll keep the other here to go for the tower, which is already level 3 tower, so it takes quite some time to kill it. The rhino will help, it has a lot of DPS. Also got my second overlord and my explosive ammo, so they can deal with shaft faster. Also, I didn't sold the second rhino, it's here still. I sold the tarantula. Yeah, don't need the tarantula on this side, there's no shaft to kill. But he's mounting an assault on my tower from this side here with balls, which don't care what level your tower is, even if mine is still level 2, so normal units can kill it quite easily. You can see the marksmen starting to hit my overlord, which is bad, but the buff just in time, but he's getting his debuff too, and my debuff lasts very little with the level 3 tower, and now he got the debuff, so my overlord is in for some problems here. He also grabbed this tower with crawlers. My rhino is going for his tower on this side. And the rhino wants some marksmen, the rhino and the crawlers, and managed to kill 2 of them. You can see he put crawlers in here, and his crawlers have subterranean blitz, which I don't understand why he got subterranean blitz. It doesn't help against my units. I will just skip on the spells. Orbital Javelin is good, but I want more money. And I need to defend this side, so Overlord here. I find strange that he didn't go for AA on the marksman. He has AA. And it's quite good against Overlords if he can manage to lock, which he is doing. You see me putting Shaft here and the Overlord. The Shaft helps a lot, clumping up the crawlers so it can kill all of them in one shot and then start getting the other units. I'm also grabbing combat involvement for the Rhino because it did a lot, so I'm rewarding it. And it gives them more HP, even if in this case armor enhancement could probably be better to tank the Typhoons, but this gives a lot of damage to the Rhino too, which helps kill the level 3 tower. You can see me moving my crawlers that I put here, the back, to distract his units, especially the marksman. But he got the javelin, and he's killing my high level marksman and Overlord with an item, which is really bad for me. In here you can see my Overlord distracted with the balls, but it will eventually win, I think. On this side I took almost all my units out of here, so these Typhoons are killing almost everything except the combat involvement Rhino, which is fighting, but with the debuff here it didn't manage to win, although it was going to win if not the debuff, which is from this that I didn't counter. I completely forgot about those crawlers. One missile here would have been enough. From those, Nuke could be good, but units are spread out between 3 positions, so I just went for the Wasp Swarm, since he didn't have anything protecting his backline. And I'm grabbing more Overlords. I grabbed one to deal with those Typhoons here, and put another Rhino in here to deal with the Crawlers and then run back to the fight with a lot of HP, since it gets stronger by each second that passes with combat involvement. My Crawlers are doing great here, so I'm keeping moving them back. And second attack for my overlords with Launcher Overload. Also trying to missile his crawlers in here. So a few less chaff. My opponent went for the nuke. So he went for a very expensive card, which is good, but he can't kill all my army, and even if he wins, I still have quite a bit of HP. He's always going for the spells. Orbital Javelin, now the nuke, which are helping him. You can't say it's not. See him moving away from the nuke here. And also missiling my wasps. And here, Rhino killed everything. Overlord won this side. And this Overlord's winning this side. My Rhino is tanking quite well, but didn't manage to kill them, unfortunately. But I get the debuff here, so my Overlords can finish off. And even with the nuke, I end up winning. So that went really well for me. The power of Overlords. Here, I didn't really want any of those. I think I'll just grab the Sabertooth or the Wraith and sell. Yeah, Sabertooth and sell. What I should have done here, that I won't do, is grab armor for the Rhinos. They are doing really well, and with armor they would be even tankier against the Typhoons. And I will grab more Overlords, expanding my number of Overlords. And you can see he sold his shaft clear in here, which means those marksmen are vulnerable to the crawlers. And I saw but my opponent finally went for double attack on Typhoons now, Mechanical Rage and Aerial Specialization, so they have a lot of damage against the air now. And they can kill the Overlords if they manage to lock, which they can, because they kill my shaft really fast. And he has balls that will counter the Rhinos. I think that's why I didn't went for the armor. I was worried about the balls. It was balls here, and balls here now. But you can see me winning quite easily both front lines, and only in here it was a tie. My Overlord killed everything, but the Typhoons managed to kill it at the same time. But I won all the other fights, and I still have one Rhino here, getting more and more HP and damage as the time goes. You can see that's more than 10k a hit, and a lot of damage to my enemy. Improved Sabertooth, I like this card, but it never appears soon for me. Would like to get this sooner. It makes the Rhino, the Sabertooth, a great DPS unit. Reducing the attack interval, it becomes 2.8 instead of 3.4, which is a lot. You can see me just going for Electromagnetic Blast, Impact, which is useful. But I think he will go for Shield, so it will do nothing. In here, I'm putting more units here to help. So Crawler and one Overlord. to be able to deal with this. And I positioned the Overlord so it would instantly target the balls and see if my Rhino can survive. It's already level 2 Rhino. He will go for the electromagnetic blast here, and I don't quite have the money to grab photon emission to protect myself. So I will just take the spell. As I said, he went for the shield, so my blast will do nothing here. And he's starting to sell his marksman, trusting only on his typhoons to try to solve the problems. And grabbing more typhoons. I didn't quite have the money to grab the extended range yet, so I just went for range here. Range and speed. See him moving his units away. Red has level 3 typhoons here. I'm winning both flanks. But the front line's not going as well as before, even if I'm still winning. Although not quite as easily, I'm losing the right side, even if I won the left side. So he actually did well this time against me, and he will get a tower debuff, which is bad for me. So one Overlord dead, and other Overlord dead doing the debuff. And he will manage to win this one. So his strategy of going for shields on them and grabbing more typhoons actually work it. But I still have more techs to get on my Overlords. Here, Sandworm could be very useful. But I think I will just sell it. Or no, I think I will use it. Put it here. And grab Mechanical Division. They are a great distraction, and he doesn't have a lot of DPS. I'm also grabbing range for my Overlords, so they have more range than the Typhoons now. Typhoon has 130 against the air. I was at 120, so the Typhoons had more range against my Overlords than the Overlords against them. Also putting a Rhino here, so this doesn't end in a tie. And my Overlord can win this fight. I didn't quite have enough money to grab what I wanted. I will level this one, but I can't get more worms. Nor more Overlords, which I already have quite a few. You can see here, 7 Overlords. He's getting the levels of his Typhoons. And even using Intensive to give more levels to them. I'm running my Shaft here again. He got his spell back. And it will kill my level 2 Overlord here, which is really bad because it was the only Overlord to deal with those until this one comes back. In here, as you can see, it won because of the Rhino. My Worm is tanking here. You can see, it can tank quite well, even without armor. And now it turns into 4 little Worms, which will keep tanking for me. This Rhino here is also very tanky, you can see. Take the shot like a boss with almost 183k HP, level 2 Rhino with combat involvement. And that's victory for me, with Worms and Rhino tanking. And if I had grabbed armor, it would be even better against the Typhoons, because he stopped investing on balls. You can see he just had 1 ball here, and balls on the sides that were getting killed by the Overlords. So he had no answer against my Rhinos after the very start, the Rhinos that come from the back. And the Worm, he doesn't have balls on this side too. But that's it for this game, hope you all enjoyed. Another Overlord game. I'm not giving up on them, even if they have a hard counter now, which I still want to try to win against. When someone tries to go with the hard counter against me again, I want to see if I can overwhelm the missile interceptors with grabbing a lot of storms together and putting faster speed on the shots of the storms. So it will have so many missiles that they won't be able to intercept the missiles from the overlords. That's the idea of my way to counter them. But we will see. And that's it. Don't forget to leave a like. I already asked you to subscribe, but if you didn't, you can still do it. And that's it. I will see you on the next one.